Exercise 44, page 89, on using the quadratic formula. Question 1. Solve this quadratic equation, 2x squared plus 5x minus 4 equals 0. To do this, we use the quadratic formula, which is this. X equals minus b plus or minus, we'll come to the plus or minus in a second, the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. And that works for a general quadratic equation like this. It must be of this form to work. So the right hand side must be 0, and the letter in front of, or the number rather in front of x squared is a in the formula, the number in front of x gives b in the formula above, and the number that's on its own gives c. If a or b or c are 0, that makes it much more straightforward to solve. But if you've got values for a and b and c, which we have here, then we would use the quadratic formula to solve it. Sometimes you can factorize, as we saw in earlier exercises, but generally this formula is a good approach. So in this particular case, then it's of the correct form, and so we can write down what a and b and c are. So a would equal 2, b equals 5, and c equals minus 4. So all we have to do now is plug those numbers into this formula to work out x. So you can have a go at it. I'll carry on and write the solution below. So we have the formula, quadratic formula, x equals minus b plus or minus and so on. So we just rewrite this formula, but substituting in the numbers. It's a good idea to literally rewrite the formula and put the numbers in and put a bracket around the number as follows. So minus b will be minus whatever b is, which is 5, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 5 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is minus 4, all over 2 times a, which is 2, and then try and work it out. The reason why this is a good approach is because when we just literally write the numbers in, we can then worry about the fact that this is negative afterwards, and the consequence of the fact that c is a negative 4. So just leads to less errors by literally writing in the number and putting it in a bracket like that. So carrying on, we can now work it out step by step. Minus 5 just gives minus 5, plus or minus the square root of 5 squared is 25. Now this next bit is important. Minus 4 times minus 4 is going to give plus 16 times 2 gives plus 32. So you end up with plus 32 all over 2 2's are 4. Then carrying on, x equals minus 5 plus or minus the square root of 32 plus 25 is 57 all over 4. Now we can plug this into the calculator. What we literally key into the calculator is, so into the calculator, we can key this in to work it out. What we have to do is write this using the fraction button, and then first of all, using, in this plus minus, use the plus first and then the minus afterwards. So if we do it on the calculator, that makes it easy for us. So the first thing we do is minus 5 plus the square root of 57 over 4, and then we work out what minus 5 minus the square root of 57 over 4 is. Remembering quadratic equations, we always get two solutions, and those are the solutions. And the reason why it's plus minus is because when we square root a number, the answer can be positive or negative, remember. So in the calculator, I literally press the fraction button, and then I put minus 5 plus the square root of 57 on top, and underneath 4, and then it equals. And then, because it's in the calculator, I can key back and just change the plus to a minus. So I have minus 5 minus the square root of 57 all over 4. So that just saves a little bit of calculator work. And if you put those two things into the calculator, you should get the answer in the textbook.